Cancers, and today I'm going to show you how to make a turtle badge and a flower badge.
So first we're going to make our turtle badge. So I'm going to get 5 small green caps and 1 big green cap. I have my hot glue gun, extra glue, and I have my badge reels. So first I'm going to put the legs and the arms together, make a little 4. Then I'm going to put hot glue on the back of my lime green big cap. Pretty decent amount. And then I'm going to just place this down nice and centered. We'll press for the glue to seal. And then you want to have some sort of cardboard surface, some sort of plastic surface that you're not afraid to damage, because if you add more glue, it'll sort of overflow onto whatever surface you're working on. So that feels pretty solid. So then I'm going to take the head. I'm going to put more of my glue on one side. And I sort of try to get the glue all behind the head so you don't leave any showing. So there's our head. I'm going to press down to seal it a little bit. While that's drying, I can go ahead and start getting ready for my flower. So I am going to get 5 small purples and 2 kind of a medium lovely color, teal color. And my cap's there, my hot glue gun's on. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to flip all my 5 petals over actually so the back is exposed. Line those up. Then I get my centerpiece and put glue just along the edges. And then place it down, trying to keep everything centered. So we'll give that a minute to set, and then my turtle feels pretty set, so I'm gonna, see I had a little extra glue, so I'm gonna take it off. And then I'm gonna add glue to the bottom, and we're gonna glue it onto our badge reel. Just like so. And I'm going to press that down a little bit. That's nice and firm. And then let me check on my flower. So let's let that seal up a little bit. So let's do the eyes of our turtle while we're waiting. So I use this Tulip Slick fabric paint actually, but you can also use a Sharpie. I'm just gonna get some on paper towel so it won't explode. Now you can just draw 2 little eyes, or you can draw a little face, whatever you want. Just keep it simple. There's your turtle badge. So cute. I'll put that to the side. Let's check on our flower. That looks sealed, so I'm going to flip it over. And now I need to put the middle petal on. So I have my other cap. I'm going to flip that over. I need to add more glue to my hot glue gun. So I'll add some glue here. And then pop this guy on. And let's let that set for a minute. So while we're waiting, let me tell you a little bit about these caps. So this green color, I believe it's from, there's 2 kinds. It's from Zofran, which is an anti-nausea medication, antiemetic. It's kind of the standard medication we give to our patients that are feeling sick or nauseous if they're getting chemo or other sort of therapy. So for me, when I hold these caps, I feel like I've made such a difference because, you know, this is such a great medication to help ease your patients' discomfort and just help them feel a lot better. This cap is, we call just saline, so just, or sterile water. So we mix it with a lot of other medications if we have to dilute them. So when I hold these caps, I think that, you know, this is a very common medication that we give in nursing, so we can do a lot with it. These caps, to be honest, I don't know what they came from. I think they're an antibiotic, And you know, when patients are on different therapies, they definitely, you know, you're at risk for infection. So it's not uncommon that you'll need antibiotics at some course in your treatment. So, you know, with these caps, it can definitely help fight infections. And then these caps are from the Pfizer vaccine. So, you know, I know we've all had a hard time in this pandemic, especially cancer patients who are immunocompromised or have limited access to their appointments or their treatments. So when I hold these caps, I think of hope, you know, hope that the world is returning back to normal, hope that people can be safe and start resuming their lives again. So let's check on our flower. That feels pretty firm. So now what I want you guys to do is we're going to glue the back to put onto our badge reel, but I'm also going to glue a little over so that the petals cling to this main kind of like a structural surface, just to make sure that the caps don't become dislodged. So see how I'm kind of carrying it over the edges. I'm going to take my badge reel, glue that on, press down, and then same with this, you can draw on it, you can glue some gemstones on, something cute, or you can just leave it as is. It's very beautiful. So we've made our flower and our turtle badge. Hi there. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to make a turtle badge and a flower badge. This is what our end product is going to look like. I have a surface that I can work on. I have my hot glue gun. I have all the caps I need, extra hot glue gun sticks. Thank you to everyone that donated me glue gun sticks, so helpful. And then some badge reels. So let's start by making our turtles. So I'm going to grab 5 little green caps. And then I'm going to grab 1 large lime green cap. So these are going to be our legs and our arms. So I'm going to put these 4 together and line them up like so. Then I'm going to take my lime green cap and flip it over. I'm going to put some hot glue back there. Then we're going to attach this to the legs and the arms of our turtle. Just like so. I'll flip it over and press it on. And I'm just going to line it up a little bit and press it down so that glue kind of seals in place. Depending on how hot your glue gun is, you might need to give it a moment for the glue to sort of set in. Now I'm going to get my turtle face here, and I'm going to add glue more towards the bottom of the cap and attach my turtle to the body. Just like so, kind of line it up a little bit. And then let me just put that to the side. We'll let that set in place a bit. Sometimes you'll get a little glue that rolls over and you can sort of swipe it away, but be careful not to burn your fingers. So while that's setting, let's get ready to do our flowers. So I'm going to grab 5 purple little caps here. And thank you to everyone that has donated caps. So helpful. And then I'm going to grab 2 of these like turquoise caps. So I'm going to start by flipping my 5 petals over actually. So kind of that back side is exposed. And I'm going to line it up so they're all pretty equidistant and even. Now I'm going to take one of my teal caps, doesn't matter which side you use, and put glue just on the outer edge. And we're going to glue this to our petals. And let's put this on, so flip it over, and then you just want to make sure it kind of stays lined up. So you might need to readjust it. Okay, so let's let that set a little bit. And it feels like my turtle has set a bit, so I can get ready to glue it onto my badge reel. So I'm going to get my glue gun, just put some glue on the legs, flip it over and just pop it on my badge reel, sort of line it up and press it in to make sure you are where you want it. So there's a cute little turtle. And then you can use a Sharpie, you can draw on it, you can do whatever you like. I use this kind of like tulip paint that I got at Michael's. It's actually fabric paint. And then I always just put a little on a paper towel so it doesn't explode. I'm just going to put 2 eyes on. Just like that. There's our turtle, very cute. Okay, so let's see how our flower is doing, if it's set in yet. Yes, so it feels like the petals are set. You know, sometimes if you add a little too much glue, it'll stick to this surface, so always have something that you don't mind getting a little bit of hot glue on. So I'll flip it over, and then I'm gonna take this other cap, I'll flip this over as well for the back side, and add glue around the edges. You can get a little more in the middle for this cap. I'll flip this over and put this center on my flower. And that's pretty center. I'm gonna let that set just for a moment before we add our badge roll. So let me tell you a little bit about the caps we have. So I'm an oncology nurse. I deal with patients with lots of different types of cancers. So these caps I get from work and from other hospitals, people that donate to me. So this cap is Sterile Saline. This is a really common medication that we use in nursing. We mix it with a lot of medications. Whenever we flush an IV, we usually use Sterile Saline. So this is a very versatile medication. I've used it on all the patients I've taken care of. So when I hold these caps, I really think of nursing because it's such a common thing in nursing. And if you're a patient and you've ever gotten like an IV at a hospital, you've also had some saline put into your IV. So this, you know, water is the source of life. This is kind of the water of nursing and the source of life that we can give all our medications to our patients. These little green caps here, this is commonly a cap used on the top of Zofran. Zofran is an anti-nausea medication that we very frequently give to our patients. So if you've ever felt nauseous from your chemotherapy or your treatment, or you've ever been pregnant and have morning sickness, you probably have taken some sort of Zofran. These caps just come from the IV liquid form. So when I hold these caps, I think of all the patients that I've ever had that have felt nauseous and then able to give them some medication to help relieve their discomfort. And it's, you know, I use this very commonly. It's kind of that first line prevention to help like prevent and to help treat nausea. So it's a really great medication to help our patients when they're struggling with nausea and other symptoms. These caps, to be honest, I don't know what they are. I believe they're an antibiotic. You know, if you've ever been on chemotherapy or you've ever had an infection or anything, or, you know, chemotherapy makes you more at risk for infection, and you do get an infection, likely you're going to need some sort of antibiotics. So at some point, you know, I've given this to my patients and helped heal their infection so that they can get back out there and back onto their normal life. These caps, hopefully we can all be excited for, but these are the Pfizer vaccine caps. So, you know, I know 2020 and the pandemic has been so hard on all of us, and particularly for cancer patients, you know, it's been really hard because patients are immunocompromised. You definitely have to be more careful. You've had less access to your treatments, or it's been harder to see family. So when I hold these, I just think of hope. You know, I think of hope. I think of the future. I think of the world getting back together, and I think you can be back to yourself and your normal way of life. So this is a great cap. I'm so happy that I was able to get these. So I think our flower is pretty settled in right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. Now I'm going to add glue to the back center, but I'm also going to carry the glue over to the petals to help be an extra source of support. And I need a little more glue. See, I'm just sort of letting it fall over to give the petals a little extra support. Okay, there's always those strings on your glue gun. Now I can put this on my badge holder, press it in, and then you can always decorate. You can draw on your flower, you can glue some gemstones on, just something to make it fun and pretty. It's very beautiful the way it is, but if you want to add anything else, you certainly can. So these are the turtle and the flower badge. Thanks for joining me.